Hey everybody, I just tried to play my Popeye cartoon, but that damn thing just quit on me, you know. So we're gonna go do what do I have here? Oh, the Lone Ranger. That because I did the Lone Ranger Adventure 1, if you watch that. And this is Adventure 2. So they didn't give it any kind of name particularly, like this, that, and the other things happening with so and so and such, just Adventure 2. So we are going to check out Adventure 2 and see if it's worth a listen. Mr. Ranger? Mr. Lone Ranger? Oh, there you are. I hear you scratching.
By special recording, The Lone Ranger.
There it is, Silver. Okay.
A fiery horse with the speed of light, a
speed of light,
and a hearty hi-yo Silver, the Lone Ranger.
I can't say that I was a big fan of Lone Ranger when I was a kid.
His faithful Indian companion Tonto.
Occasionally I watched
the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order
and
in the early western
freedom.
United States. Nowhere in the pages of history
except
can
for
one find a greater champion of justice.
The locals.
Return with us now to those thrilling days of
yesteryear.
From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again. Come on, Silver. Let's go, big fella. Hi-yo, Silver.
Woo, let's go. Silver up, Silver. Oh. Dun, 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 dun.
The town of Gunsmoke, located near the eastern edge of the Arizona desert, was shrouded in darkness as Jack Barton, the 20-year-old son of the banker, moved softly out the back door of his father's home.
Oh dear. You didn't rob the bank, did you, Jack?
Closed the door gently, then made his way to the stable behind the house.
Your own dad's bank. And he's splitting the scene. Gotta get out of Dodge or Gunsmoke.
He loaded supplies into a saddlebag, then proceeded to saddle his own black horse.
He said,
while he worked,
old Blackie.
He spoke in a low voice.
Running away, Blackie.
What is Blackie? Of course it is.
Choice. I've got to go away.
Who else?
Stay away. Quiet, Blackie, quiet.
Come on, Blackie.
It's gonna be mighty
Silver. We don't want to run into Silver.
It'd be if I stayed here to hang for murder. Easy now.
Oh, even worse than robbing the bank. Who'd you murder? Well, this can't be good. Come on, Jack. Jack, what was his name? Bart or something? The banker's son. I knew that boy was up to no good.
The banker rode all night.
Son of the banker.
Heading west across the arid desert. At daybreak, he halted the black horse and dismounted.
The black horse.
Easy.
Easy, big fella.
Gosh, Blackie, just about starved. We've covered a lot of ground since midnight. We've earned a little rest.
Yeah.
Jack moved a few paces away from the horse. Then suddenly...
Oh, crap.
Blackie, come back here. Blackie, whoa, Blackie, whoa, boy.
Damn horse.
Kept going, running at a fast gait toward the town which Jack had left.
Oh, gonna go back and tell him.
Guess I'll have to travel on foot.
I guess you will.
Thirsty,
Unless you
neither
can
food nor
ride
water within many miles.
Porcupine.
The son of the banker continued west.
I keep thinking of a song. Son of a banker. The son of a banker. Anyway, come on, let's get serious about this. This is serious business.
The mid-afternoon sun was blistering hot.
Yes.
As the Lone Ranger and Tonto rode east across a vast expanse of Arizona desert.
Wasn't he going west?
Town of Gunsmoke.
They're gonna meet then.
For the past few minutes, they had been watching vultures flying low.
Old Jack.
Presently, they saw a motionless form lying on the sun-baked
Jack's
ground.
become vulture food. Come on, Silver, let's go check it out.
A moment later, they dismounted at the side of a well-dressed man who seemed to be about 20 years old.
Bring a canteen, Tonto.
Me get it, Kimasabi. Don't let him drink out of my canteen. Me don't like white man lips.
Only a couple of swallows and wait
On
before
my
you drink
head.
anymore.
No, thanks.
Are you injured?
No. You're masked.
Are you going to reject our help because of that?
No more warning, please.
Of course. Now, drink slowly.
It's good. If you hadn't come, I'd have died here.
What's your name?
Barton. Jack Barton.
Jack Barton. Aren't you the banker's son?
Asking your name. If you wanted to be known, you wouldn't be masked.
I have personal reasons for wearing a mask, but I'm not an outlaw.
None of your business.
Where's your horse?
Jack.
I don't know. Probably back in Gunsmoke by this time.
Is your home in Gunsmoke?
Yes, I left there last night.
It was, but...
This morning I stopped to prepare some food. As soon as I dismounted, my horse bolted. Ran off with my canteen, saddlebags, everything I had.
Have you been traveling on foot since then?
Yes, until I collapsed.
You need food as well as water.
Me get food from saddlebags.
Good.
Old Tonto.
Jack, we're going east.
Tonto.
After you've eaten,
Me
we'll take
get-
you to Gunsmoke.
me
My
take
horse will
horses.
carry double.
No, I can't go back.
Are you dodging the law?
No, it's nothing like that. I just can't go back, that's all. I must keep going west.
You can't travel on foot.
I'll have to.
Even though you could keep walking, it would take 3 days to reach water. It's certain death to travel on foot in this country.
It doesn't
It's
matter.
It matters to Tonto and me. We can't leave a man to die on the
The way he
desert.
You'll have to.
talks
Because
kills
I'm
me.
not returning to Gunsmoke.
Are you afraid to go back?
No,
You call
Just
me
that
Chicken
I
Mask
want to hurt my
Man?
dad.
How would he be hurt by your return?
It's a long story.
Oh, wait. I just remembered. I've heard of a man named Barton who owns a bank in Gunsmoke. Is he your father?
I call him Dad.
Yes.
My real father died when I was a baby.
Oh, so
Mr.
you...
Barton adopted me. He's the finest man I know. I'd rather die than hurt him.
Why did you
Tell me
rob
why
the
you
bank?
hurt him by going home.
I don't see why you're interested.
Jack, I don't want to hurt anyone, least of all a fine man like Banker Barton. But we can't leave you to die on the desert. We're going to take you to Gunsmoke, by force if necessary.
No.
Don't
If
do
you
it.
knew what that would mean to Dad...
Tonto, get the handcuffs.
Trying to find out.
Me get cuffs.
All right, I'll tell you.
Good.
We're gonna have to tie him up.
Put it beside the canteen, Tonto. Help yourself, Jack, while you tell us your story.
Thanks.
This guy.
There's a man in Gunsmoke named Regan. Harv Regan.
Owner of the gambling casino?
Well, you know everything, don't you there, masked
Is he
man?
a friend of yours?
No.
No.
I'm sure Regan's a crook.
I
The law
arrested
has
him
never been
once.
able to prove it.
I know he's a crook, and I can't prove it.
What were you going to say about him?
Well, a short time ago, one of his employees came into the bank. I worked there for Dad.
Yes?
The man came to me and said Regan wanted to talk about investments.
Huh?
He couldn't come to the bank during office hours because he worked all night and slept most of the day. He wanted me to call on him at the casino in the evening.
Did you?
Yes. I knew Regan had a lot of money to invest. I knew his account was worth going after. When I reached the casino, a man told me Regan was busy in his office. He asked me to wait in a private room.
Well,
It was a large room, and 8 or 9 men were playing roulette.
huh?
I didn't know then that all those men worked
Are you
for
hearing
Harv
that?
Regan. I found that out later. I stood watching the game when a man called Lefty Martin pushed in close beside and started to play. He lost several times in a row.
Uh-oh. He's not a happy guy. He's gonna...
16 red, the winner.
He's gonna blame somebody for his losing.
Pumped my arm and made me put my chips on the wrong number.
Oh, you mean me?
Yes, you. Now, take it easy, Lefty. That's Banker Barton's son. He's waiting to see Harv Regan. He's got no right to bump my arm.
I didn't touch your arm.
You calling me a liar? Now, Lefty, take it easy. No one can call me a liar. I'll teach this young chump start.
Ooh.
Oh, slap me, will you?
Oh, you hit me. You want to fight, huh? Now, hold on, Lefty. Let me go. I'll teach young Barton a lesson. Let go of Lefty so he can defend himself.
Now you've done it.
You keep out of it. Let go of my arm. Wait a minute. No. Wait a minute now.
Take it outside,
A
boys.
few seconds after Lefty slapped me and I struck back, it was a regular free-for-all. Regan's employees fought among themselves on all sides of me. And then I heard a gunshot. The fighting stopped. I saw Lefty Martin lying on the floor.
Bleeding like
I
a
heard
stuck
Harv
pig.
Regan. He approached, saying,
What's going on here? What was that shot?
Mr. Regan, Barton and Lefty had a fight, and Lefty was shot.
Barton must have shot him.
"Oh, I did not. I have no gun."
Must have used a sleeve gun, then tossed it.
Oh, no.
Any of the customers in the main hall
Must
here?
have had a gun in
Doubt
his
it,
hat.
boss. The walls and door are thick.
I'll keep this quiet. See how bad Lefty's hurt and do whatever's necessary.
All right. Come on, give me a hand, Jack.
Barton, you come into my office.
Oh, Mr. Regan, Lefty started the fight. He slapped my face.
Sure did.
Here we are, Jack.
And I don't cotton to no face slapping.
Step inside.
All right, Jack.
Sit down and relax.
I didn't shoot Lefty Martin. I've never used a gun in my life.
Too bad it happened, Jack.
It's a shame,
Man in your
Jack.
position can't afford to be mixed up in a gambling
I'm
house.
gonna have to hang you.
Tell you,
Mr. Regan.
Oh.
Lefty Martin is
He's
dead.
deader than old
Dead, huh?
dead.
Yes, sir. We found this sleeve gun on the floor. It's been fired once.
Leave the gun with me.
What do we do about Lefty?
Nothing until you hear from me. Wait in the other room.
Bury him.
Yes.
What else? Boot hill for old Lefty.
Jack?
no, I never owned a gun. And I didn't shoot
Let me
Lefty.
give you the straight facts.
Lefty, I mean
All the men in that
Jack.
private game are in my employ, and my men stick together. They'll all swear you used this gun and shot Lefty Martin.
They can't do that. They can't get away with
Yes, they can. Their evidence will hang you, and that would break your father's heart.
Along with your neck.
I've always admired your father,
So
Jack.
you might want to.
For his sake, I don't want to see you face a murder trial.
it. I'll not have to. Unless those men in the next room lie about who shot Lefty Martin.
Lefty
They
Martin.
stick together. They wouldn't let
I
one
knew
of their
that Lefty
pals
Martin
hang.
was up to no good.
But they know someone has to hang for that shooting. So they'll frame you.
Yeah, but I didn't do it.
Well, as I see it, there's one way out for you.
Well, what is it?
Get
We'll have to give the man who really did the shooting enough money to clear out of the country. If the boys know he's well fixed in Mexico, I can persuade them to tell the truth.
How much money?
About $2,000 should do it.
And you know you're gonna have to
Listen, I haven't that much money.
get
You
that.
will have someday.
Yeah, well,
You're the banker's heir.
Well, yes,
Jack, for your father's sake, I'll loan you the money. I'll take your IOU.
but it may be years
Don't
before
worry about it. I'll take care of everything.
What a bunch of bastards.
Did you sign the IOU?
Yes. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. It seemed like the only way out of the trouble. But the next day, I learned that Lefty Martin wasn't dead. He wasn't even hurt. The whole performance was a scheme to get me to sign that IOU.
Why did Regan want you in debt to him?
Because he wanted me to help his gang rob the bank.
Oh.
He had it all planned. I was supposed to be working there at night.
Kind of a
Sometimes
roundabout
working
way
at night,
of rob.
especially at the end of the month. But on a certain night, I was to be working with the safe open when Regan and his men came in.
I see.
They were to leave me bound and gagged so it wouldn't appear that I'd helped in the robbery.
And if you had refused to help Regan?
He threatened to show Dad the IOU and say I'd lost the money gambling.
What would your father have done about that?
He'd disown me.
Oh, what a
You see,
tangled
my real father
web.
gambled.
Oui,
He was
oui.
killed in a fight over a card game, and he was Mr. Barton's best friend. So Mr. Barton hated gambling. I knew he'd disown me. And worse than that, he'd be terribly hurt and disappointed in me.
I understand.
That's why I ran away.
Tonto,
Jack, without that IOU,
Get the
Regan will
IOU.
have no hold on you. We must get it away from him.
On the desert where the Lone Ranger and Tonto had saved his life, Jack Barton told of the circumstances which had forced him to leave
what a
his home.
complicated
After hearing his
mess.
story, the masked man decided that they should return to Gunsmoke and get the IOU Regan held.
That can't be done.
Do you know where he keeps it?
No, probably locked up in his office, maybe in the safe.
How late is the gambling casino open?
Till 3 in the morning. But Regan stays there. He lives in the same building.
We'll call on him.
He's never unguarded. 3 men live there with him. Lefty Martin and 2 others. And they're gunmen.
3 gunmen, huh? Well, forewarned is forearmed.
Tonto, you go in
We'll
first
start now and head toward Gunsmoke. Ready, Tonto?
and check out the
Sure we can reach the woods
situation.
near town by 3 o'clock in the
Yeah, I'll
morning. You're going
come
with
in
us,
when I
Jack.
hear the guns.
If Regan can't get your aid in robbing the bank, he'll probably take the IOU to Barton and try to collect the money. So you will not save your dad from grief by running away. Easy, steady, big fella. Give me your hand. I'll help you mount behind my saddle.
Oh, there you go. Get on up there,
I
Jack.
don't see what you can do.
We're going to try to get that IOU away from Regan.
But why? Why are you going to help me?
There are lots of men who'd welcome the chance to fight in behalf of a good citizen like Banker Barton.
Masked Avenger. Sheesh. Old Jack got himself in a big heap of trouble, didn't he? Somehow.
During the long ride, Jack
What great
Barton, responding
townsfolk.
to questions, told the Lone Ranger all he knew about the gambling casino and Regan's living quarters in the same building.
Doing that to the local kid.
It was shortly after 3 o'clock in the morning when the masked man and Tonto drew rein in the dark woods near the town of Gunsmoke.
Dismount, Jack.
I don't see how you expect
Tonto,
to
take
get
the
that IOU
horses.
from Regan. I've told you how well he's guarded.
Easy, steady, big fella. We're going to try to draw the guards away from Regan, and I'll speak to him alone.
You got plan, Kimasabi?
Yes, Tonto.
But
Jack, you said Regan
none
spent
of your
about
business.
an hour in his
Tonto, you
office
just-
after the casino was closed for the night.
Well, that's
Feeding
right.
water the horses.
Balances the cash and takes care of the books. It's a little after 3, so he's probably there right now.
That office is in the rear of the building.
Yes.
What we do, Kimasabi?
We'll ride to the edge of the woods behind the casino.
You want me to go with you?
No, Jack. I want you to wait right here until we return. Give me your word that you'll stay here, and I'll leave you untied.
If the guns
I'll
start
give you
going.
my word. I'll stay until you return.
Good.
Okay.
We'll see you later.
What we do when we get behind casino?
I'll tell you while we're on the way, Tonto. Easy, steady, big fella.
Easy, fella.
Okay, come on, Tonto. Let's ride. Where's the narrator? Tonto and the Lone Ranger drove around a road.
A short time later, the Lone Ranger and Tonto drew rein and dismounted in a clump of trees. They saw the back windows of the gambling casino, less than 50 yards away.
The lighted window on the left is Regan's office.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
You take plenty big risk.
it's justified.
That's what I do, Tonto. Except when
Leaving
I
their horses at
send you in
ground
first.
the two men walked softly across the open area until they reached the lighted window.
Making many racket
Keep
with
down, Tonto. I'll look through the
footfall.
window.
Wasabi.
See, Regan?
Yes, he's seated at his desk, facing the other way. He's alone.
Jack say guards always near.
I know. Here goes.
Okay.
With the barrel of his gun, the Lone Ranger smashed the window.
Hold it, Regan. You're covered.
Mask!
Yes, I'm here on business.
Don't shoot. My hands are up.
If you don't want me to shoot, move carefully. Come over here and open this window.
Very well.
Regan. That's a
We've met
noisy
before,
window.
Regan.
What?
I turned you over to the law in Texas when you were a stage robber.
You, the Lone Ranger.
Right.
That's right.
I'll
You
step
remember
back to
me.
your desk while I climb through the window.
What the
Why are
heck?
you here? What do you want? I did my stretch in jail. I'm clear with the law.
I came for an IOU signed by Jack Barton.
Oh. You did, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Where is it?
can't tell.
I'm glad you came here. Very glad. I've often hoped the day would come when I could pay you for sending me to prison.
Where is the IOU?
You're not going to get it. In fact, you're not going to leave this room alive.
No?
Several men have come here with the intention of robbing me. And they've all fallen into the same trap.
I see no trap.
No? Well, right now you're covered by 3 guns held by men behind the walls. Look closely and you'll see the loopholes. There's one beneath that picture.
Oh, that does look
There's
like a
another
gun
over
barrel.
there.
Oh, uh-oh.
Lefty,
That can't
is he
be
covered?
good.
Yeah, boss. We're watching.
Yeah, boss.
You see?
He's,
At a word from me, you'll be a dead man.
where?
Regan, not knowing that the Lone Ranger had anticipated the trap, smiled confidently. Tonto, outside the window, took careful aim at the single lamp that lighted the room.
Have you anything to say before I tell my men?
Yes.
Hank, back it.
Shoot,
At the instant
Tonto.
Tonto fired, the Lone Ranger dashed across the office and opened a door.
Get him.
The shots from the concealed gunman were too late. The masked man ran through the private gambling room, then through a door to the area behind the building.
Come on, Tonto.
It's a whole lot of
Men
running.
were halfway to the grove of trees by the time Regan's gunman reached the door and opened fire.
We've more of a start than I thought we'd have.
Them not hit us. Night, too dark.
Do it again. Get that mask.
The night is too dark.
In another moment, the Lone Ranger and Tonto reached their horses in the shelter of the trees.
You know the plan.
Me no.
Tonto leaped to his saddle, but the Lone Ranger remained
way ahead
unbothered.
of you,
He handed
boss.
Silver's reins to the
Here
Indian.
you are.
Me lead him.
Come on, Silver.
Both horses raced away, but the masked man stayed behind. He crouched low, concealing himself in
Sneaky little
underbrush,
devil.
and waited.
I'm waiting for you to think I've already...
Meanwhile, Regan's face livid with rage as he spoke to his gunman.
That was the Lone Ranger. I want him killed.
But he and his Indian pal had horses hidden among the trees, boy.
And they're out of here.
Riding away.
Go to the stable next door and get horses. Go after them. That Lone Ranger knows about the Barton IOU. If I don't get him, he'll make trouble.
All right, boss.
Too many bosses.
Regan went with the gunman to the stable. While 3 horses were being saddled, he gave voice to his hatred of the masked man who had sent him to prison.
And I'll pay $1,000 if you bring him back dead.
Say, that's worth going after. Easy, boy. We're ready. Let's go. Come on.
God damn. Getting too old for this, boss.
Regan watched Bull and raced toward the woods. Then he returned to the casino. In the main room, now empty, he helped himself to a drink. After lingering for several minutes,
this
he
Regan
went
now?
into his office.
Oh, yeah, okay.
As he opened the door, he remembered that the lamp had been smashed by a bullet. He struck a match.
And guess who was
As
standing
he held
there?
it to the wick of an unbroken lamp, he observed with surprise that the wooden shutter had been closed on the broken window.
But that shutter was open.
Then, from a corner of the room, he heard a voice.
You're covered.
You!
Yes. I returned as soon as your man rode past me in the woods. Keep your hands up while I see if you carry a sneak gun.
A sleeve gun.
Unarmed, huh?
Possibly.
Yes, I'm unarmed. You can't shoot a helpless man.
I have no intention of shooting you, Regan. But unless I get a certain IOU, I'm going to make you beg for a bullet to end your misery. Just to show you what I mean.
Silver.
That's just the beginning. Stand up. Come on, stand up.
Listen,
We're alone now, Regan. No one to save you from this. Get off the floor.
don't slap me again.
Slapping's the least painful.
That's right.
But if you
Open
say
hand
so, I'll use
slap.
my fists. Come on, get up.
Let me go, please. I'll pay you.
I told you what I want.
All right, I'll give you that IOU.
Where is it?
In the safe. That safe.
A couple of slaps, and this guy
Then
gives
open
up.
the safe. But don't
Come on.
try any tricks.
Thought you were tough.
After more than 2 hours of riding, the 3 gunmen finally gave
Surprised
up
that
the
the
search
Lone
for
Ranger,
Lone Ranger and Tonto. Tired and disheartened,
Smacked
they
him
returned
around.
their horses to the stable.
The boss is going to be mighty sore at us for not planning that mask.
He's sore now.
It's getting daylight.
Slapped a couple
Think he'll
times.
still be up and waiting for us? Sure he will.
You needn't worry about Regan.
Oh,
There he is, the masked man.
Covered here in the stable. Why
What are you doing here?
waiting for you? Tonto and the sheriff are with me.
That's right, boys. You're all heading for jail.
Sheriff, I don't savvy.
Take their guns, Tonto.
Savvy.
we got him.
We
The
don't
masked
savvy
man
that.
persuaded Regan to open his safe. Do you know what he found there?
But those papers Regan made us sign.
Yeah, telling all about your past crimes.
You got those?
Sure did. Here's handcuffs for you.
After leading you men on a wild goose chase, Tonto returned with my horse. I sent him to get the sheriff.
Put him on.
Sure surprised when I saw those papers.
Regan made us sign them.
Yeah, I know about that.
yes,
He had to have a hold over you so as he'd know that you wouldn't double-cross him.
I knew those papers would make trouble.
And we have evidence
Gotta keep
to go with
explaining the story here.
crooks are due for a long stay in prison.
Well, Regan's going with us. I can tell plenty about him.
So can I.
Me too.
Me
He's in
too.
jail right now on the
me
state
too,
of some
Kimo
stolen
Sabi.
jewelry we found in his safe. Things that
Oh,
were stolen from the mayor's home.
When we
Wow.
finish talking, he'll be there for keeps.
Tonto, while you help the sheriff take these men to jail, I'll go and tell Jack Barton his troubles are over.
his troubles
Watch him
are
burn a slip
over.
of paper and send him home to his dad.
And send him
Adios.
home
Adios,
to...
mister.
How did Jack Barton get that masked man to help him?
I don't know, Lefty, but I reckon that any deserving man has a friend in the Lone Ranger.
Another adventure of the Lone Ranger and Tonto, the professional horse tire-upper and
This is a
go-getter.
feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated, created by George W. Trendle, produced by
George
Trendle Campbell
W.
Muir Incorporated, and directed by Fred Flowerday. Tonight's drama was written by Fran Stryker. The part of the Lone Ranger is played by Brace Beamer.
Why don't they ever say who plays Tonto? Unless it's like somebody else, same guy, maybe. But even so, you would think he would mention that. You know, the part of Lone Ranger played by so-and-so, and the part of Tonto played by the same dude. So there you have it. Adventure 2. Jack Barton gets saved by the Lone Ranger, because you knew that was going to happen as soon as the Lone Ranger found him out in the desert getting pecked at by the vultures. You knew it was going to turn out right. You know, Lone Ranger, he never fails. There might be a little bit of a hiccup in the middle of his doings, but normally, Lone Ranger comes out on top. So there it is, Adventure 2. I don't know if there's any Adventure 3s or not, but I don't think so. All right, folks. Later.